Hello, how are you today? I hope you're fine as we have lots to cover today. We will continue with Unit 8's reading and video parts in this lesson. First, open your books on page 134, 135 in your students' books. Let's take a look at the picture and at the heading. Now, growing up, then and now, how children's lives have changed over the years. So you know that in the past, children's lives were kind of different from ours today. Here on the picture you can see a photo of the girl who is working in a factory. It was taken in 1908. Now, before we start reading, let's take a look at the words written here. How do you think? What do they mean? Age, or education, teenager. Try to find these words in the text and understand their meanings, their definitions from the context, from the text itself. Okay, let's listen to these words first.
Activity 2. Listen and repeat.
Age. In most countries, you can learn to drive at the age of 17. Chore. In the past, children did a lot more chores at home. Culture. Food, music, and language are all part of a culture. Education. You go to school to get an education. Teenager. Teenagers are older than children, but younger than adults.
Okay, if you remember, we talked about teenagers. Now, all numbers that come after 12 till 20, like 13, 14, 15, 16, they're all ending with teen words. That's where teenager word comes from. Okay, you will listen to the text. While listening, try to follow and find causes and effects of the happenings there.
Activity 3. Think about cause and effect.
Growing up, then and now. How children's lives have changed over the years. What's a day in your life like today? You probably go to school and do your homework. At home, you may do a few simple chores, like doing the washing up or making your bed. You might complain about not having enough free time to relax. In the past, children your age probably had a little more to complain about. Throughout much of history, many didn't go to school because they had to help all day at home or on the farm. Their parents taught them what they knew, but very few adults could read or write. The Aztec people, who lived from 1200 to 1473 in present-day Mexico, were unique. The Aztecs believed that education, or learning, was important. Every child went to school, although boys and girls learnt different things. In addition to going to school, Aztec children were expected to help with chores at home. Girls learnt to weave at the age of about 4, and they learnt to cook at the age of about 12. Boys, on the other hand, learnt occupational skills. By the 19th century, many people began moving into cities to find jobs. In cities, there was no longer a need to have children work on the farm, so they began working in factories instead. In England, many children worked long hours, 6 days a week, and they earned very little money in return. Children started working from a very young age, sometimes at only 5 or 6 years old. They gave all of their money to their parents to help pay for the family's needs. Today, most children go to school. Sometimes teenagers work part-time jobs to earn money. But many use that money for enjoyment, not to help their families. Think about it. Even if you work and go to school, you still have time to relax or spend time with your friends. Compared to children from the past, most children nowadays have it pretty easy.
Okay, in activity 4 you have 6 questions to answer. So pause the video, write down the answers in your notebooks, and then we will review them together. Okay, if you're ready, let's take a look at your answers. Now, the first question. What culture thought that education was very important? According to the text, Aztecs thought that education was very important, so you had to write Aztec. Second question. Why could some parents teach their children at home? Because they couldn't read or write themselves. According to the text, only a few people could read or write during those days. At what age did people start getting married? So in the past, people at age of 12 were able to get married. How often did children work in factories? Children have worked during 6 days a week. At what age did children begin working in factories? They started when they were at age 5 or 6, according to the text. What did children do with the money they earned? Well, their parents took their money, so they had to give it to their parents. Review your answers. Okay, while reading, I've asked you to check for cause and effects. For example, the first one in the table. Most children didn't go to school from 500 to 1500. Now, what's the reason? What is the cause behind it? Find it in the text. In second case, they gave you the cause and asked you to complete with the effect. Aztecs believed that education was important. Okay, and what was the result? What was the effect of that thought? And third, you have effect and you have to find the cause here. Children began working in factories in cities. What was the reason? Why did they work in factories? Read the text quickly one more time. Complete the table. I will review your answers. So, for the first one, here in the first column, you had to write they married and had babies when they were young, or they had to help at home or on the farm. So as the result of this, children couldn't attend the school, they couldn't go to school during those years. In second, you said that you have cause and you have to write the effect. So, Aztecs believed that education was important. That's why all Aztec children went to school. This is the effect that was brought by that cause. In third line, you had to write the cause as you have the effect. The effect is children began working in factories in cities because children didn't have to help on the farms anymore. They could get money to help their families. They didn't earn much, but they might contribute with that money they get from their jobs. Okay, review your answers. Okay, in activity 6 you have 3 questions. We will discuss them during our Zoom lesson, but I'm skipping them for now. On the next page, you have a timeline that starts 4.5 billion years ago and till the present day. Here you have a picture of the scientist. His name will be revealed in the video. It's Mizaj Ibrahim. Now, what do you know about the forming of Earth and life on the Earth? So earlier you learned about one of the civilizations lived before us, the Nazca people. But we know that Earth started its existence much longer than our ancestors did. So you're going to watch a journey back in time, the video, in which the explorer, Nizar Ibrahim, makes a discovery about life before humans. So here on the timeline you can see that the first man appeared 2.5 million years ago when they started using stone tools. So it was the kind of example or sign of intelligence of their minds. Yeah? So while you watch, just try to understand the main idea and find out what is discovery made by this explorer. You will watch twice. First time is usually it will be with subtitles. Second time you watch without subtitles. That's why watch and read carefully first time.
This is Nizar Ibrahim. He loves digging into the past.
I'm going to take you on a journey back in time. I'm not talking about 500 years, 2,000 years, no. I'm taking you back in deep time to a lost world of African dinosaurs. A place that is far more bizarre than any other ecosystem we know of. The Sahara is a magical place, both beautiful and frightening, peaceful and cruel, almost like a world of its own. Today, this is a sea of sand. But 100 million years ago, this place was a huge river system. When I was about 25 years old, I began a fieldwork project to collect fossils in the border region between Morocco and Algeria. People told me that I am crazy. But I think in science you sometimes have to be crazy. I think you need people to push the boundaries. I mean, that's what science is about. People thought I would never find anything significant. Well, we found a few things. This is the actual site where a partial skeleton of Spinosaurus was found. Let's see if we can find something new. I never fully understood the concept of deep time until I found an ancient piece of riverbed in the Sahara. The little pebbles and the dinosaur tooth. And all these objects were arranged in the same direction of flow. This scene just came to life in my mind. A dinosaur upstream, losing a tooth. And the tooth is just rolling on the riverbed, it's carried downstream, and it suddenly gets stuck in this little sand dune in the river. I had in my hands a snapshot of time. From a time when humans were absent on our planet.
Okay, let's watch one more time. This time without subtitles, as I said.
past.
I'm going to take you on a journey back in time. I'm not talking about 500 years, 2,000 years, no. I'm taking you back in deep time to a lost world of African dinosaurs. A place that is far more bizarre than any other ecosystem we know of. The Sahara is a magical place, both beautiful and frightening, peaceful and cruel, almost like a world of its own. Today, this is a sea of sand. But 100 million years ago, this place was a huge river system. When I was about 25 years old, I began a fieldwork project to collect fossils in the border region between Morocco and Algeria. People told me that I am crazy. But I think in science you sometimes have to be crazy. I think you need people to push the boundaries. I mean, that's what science is about. People thought I would never find anything significant. Well, we found a few things. This is the actual site where a partial skeleton of Spinosaurus was found. Let's see if we can find something new. I never fully understood the concept of deep time until I found an ancient piece of riverbed in the Sahara. Little pebbles and a dinosaur tooth. And all these objects were arranged in the same direction of flow. This scene just came to life in my mind. A dinosaur upstream, losing a tooth. And the tooth is just rolling on the riverbed, it's carried downstream, and it suddenly gets stuck in this little sand dune in the river. I had in my hands a snapshot of time, from a time when humans were absent on our planet.
Okay, so we finished the videos. Let's take a look at 5 questions in activity 4. First one. Today the Sahara Desert is full of sand. What was it like 100 million years ago? 2. What was Nizar looking for? 3. Where did he work? Why did people think he was foolish to work there? 4. He found a part of a skeleton. What type of creature did it belong to? And last one, during the time of dinosaurs, what important group was not on Earth? Write down your answers. We'll review your answers later. If you're ready, let's check them. So, for the first question, you had to say that it was a huge river system. You saw its simulation on the video made via 3D graphics. What was Nizar looking for? He was looking for fossils. He worked in the area between Morocco and Algeria because they thought he would never find anything there. People thought he was crazy and foolish to work there. He found the parts of Spinosaur. During the time of dinosaurs, humans were not existing yet. So these are your answers. Review them. Activities 5 and 6 will be done in Zoom lesson. That's why I'm skipping them for now. If you have any questions, keep them for our WebEx session. I will gladly answer them all. Okay, so this is it for today. See you next lesson.